Now and then, at Topaz, we get challenged. Different cars, more difficult cars, and I think today is one of those days where we are getting challenged, because right here today I've got in front of me is the Aston Martin Valkyrie. It's the first one in the country, and it's here at Topaz, of course, to get paint protection film on it. My name is Nabil Nama, welcome back to the channel. I'm really looking forward to showing you what we're going to do on this car. Keep your eyes peeled, I guarantee you it's going to be an interesting watch. Get the popcorn. As you can probably tell from that video, this wasn't an easy task for our PPF team and our detailing team. It's one of those cars that is essentially a Formula One, it's a Le Mans car essentially, that is just on the road. And when you look at the details of it, it's just incredible. I mean, it's really incredible. The aero on this car is something that I've never seen. This customer gave us the Devo, which again, you would have seen on our channel. Hence, a small touch, customer loves his license plates. So if you see the license plate here, VLK1, Valkyrie 1, and it is the first one in the UK. And also on his Devo, he's got an amazing plate too. He knows how to get the plates and the cars and mash them together perfectly. So in this case, that's exactly what's done. But going back to the PPF side of things and the detailing, I mean, even trying to get any of the machine polishers, we had to have special tools that were used to get into different areas, different crevices. Even for example, this here, where you have an area which is on the arms, on the suspension arms, that was also detailed. That was also paint corrected. We went through a lot of detail to make sure something so special like this car is really looked after in the best possible way by going through so many small details that give you an overall fantastic finish, like you see here. But it was a challenge. We like challenges, but now the patterns that we have been looked at, bespoked. We removed some, put some back on to make sure that actually it's within our tolerance, and that's very, very important. let's go through some of the details of exactly what happened. I mean, from, again, the detailing side of things, I mean, if you just look at the aero, even down here, down the side, it looks like you're looking at a Formula One car. It doesn't look like, I mean, it looks like you're looking at a full-on race car. This shouldn't be on the road. It doesn't look like it should be on the road. But I mean, when you go into the details of the carbon and where the carbon is, it's everywhere. Now, let's talk a bit about it before I go into the aspects of the difficulties of and the challenges that we faced. This car has a monocoque, a carbon fiber monocoque, which means that essentially the passenger and the driver are wrapped around in carbon fiber, and everything else around it is sort of almost like a modular piece that goes onto this monocoque. So essentially, that's why you can get this phenomenal level of aerodynamics all the way through, just to be able to obviously go towards making it as fast as possible on the track. I don't think you're going to get anywhere near getting fast on the road with its capabilities or its limits on the road. No way. But yeah, let's talk about some PPF right now. And I mean, if you see this clam, this is quite a difficult clam to do, because you have convex curves, concave curves all the way around. So it's, and again, with this color being yellow, so this is actually sunburst yellow with Rosso Corsa. You have also the pinstripe, which is also in silver. And this gives you a different dynamic, because when you're installing paint protection film, the color underneath makes a massive difference to, first of all, what you should do with your patterns, and second of all, how the installation is going to be. Because if you're working on a solid black car, it's different to working on a yellow car, different to working on a white car. So again, we try to standardize it as much as possible, but each car is bespoke. So we made sure that it's done in exactly the same way to make sure that the quality standard, again, is matched. So that front clam was quite tricky, but then if you look down here, and I'll get the camera to come down afterwards, and you'll see it. It's, when you have a look at the bottom, all you see is just the active aero. There's just so much aero there, all the way underneath. It's almost like, it feels like if you flip the car upside down, it'll look like a really cool, sexy car underneath, you know? It's one of those things where it just looks immaculate underneath in terms of the design, how it's been done. But obviously a lot of protection had to go underneath. So that's the biggest challenge that we face with this car, is the fact that you've got paint on the outside, on the top of the car, but you also have to protect underneath the car too, because look at it, it's just incredible. So again, we had to go all the way underneath and protect underneath with all the carbon, and that was also a very, very interesting, to say the least, very interesting affair. And then when you start looking at aspects like, for example, here, which is right behind the front wheel, and all the way through here, we had to double up, in some areas triple up on paint protection film, because again, this car is going to be going really, really fast. So, and it's going to be flinging out a lot of chips. Now, speaking of tires and things like that, Mazen, with his keen eye, he had a look at this and he saw the tires. Obviously, it's a Michelin tire, and it's actually the same tire that he's got on his GT2 RS. So it's the same dimensions, same tire. So it's quite cool to see that it's the same tire on the 2RS. So now let's move to the back of the car. Again, I mean, this is, I mean, I don't know if you can call this, I mean, it is at the back of the car, but I don't think you can call this a rear bumper, can you? I mean, there isn't anything here, but it's almost like the diffuser has just taken up, there are rear quarters on the car, and there's just a diffuser. But yeah, it's mental, absolutely mental. Again, when you look from the bottom here, you see all the way through. You see how, you know, the carbon fiber has been molded. You can just tell that so much thought has gone into every single aspect of it. Let's go through some stats whilst we're here at the back where the engine is. This is a 6.5 litre V12 with hybrid technology. The actual engine produces 1,140 horsepower, and it was co-designed between Red Bull, Cosworth, and they've just made this masterpiece. I had a chance of hearing this on Goodwood, not the specific car, but the Valkyrie, and as all of you would have heard it too, it sounds incredible. A Le Mans car for the road, and that's for me, it's apparent even more so when you take a seat inside, you know you're in a race car. You're not in a road car. So there's only 150 of these being made, and they're about £3 million. So it's a lot of money, but end of the day, what other car that you get on the road that looks like this? It just looks absolutely epic. The spec is very cool, it's nice in this yellow. Anyway, before I let you go, let's look at the interior, and one thing that comes to my mind straight away is the fact that you got this massive intake for the engine, and it's just right here next to your head. So, but yeah, come have a look at the interior. It looks like a Formula. I mean, it's a race car. It is a race car, and I dare to go inside myself because I think I'll probably not come out. Trying to be kind to myself, but there is a small little detail that actually a lot of people wouldn't know about this car, and which is this. Have a look. This comes off, and essentially, it is like a Formula One steering wheel. I mean, without obviously all the huge amount of buttons that Formula One steering wheels have, but I mean, and it is very, very, very light. It's, yeah, proper light. You can really go into the details, and I'm very, very happy that the customer gave us this car. This is the first one in the UK. As always, I'm thankful to the customer for giving us this car, and I'm thankful to you guys for tuning in, having a look at what we do, and listening to all the stuff that I tell you. So anyway, thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about this video if you like what you've seen. Give me a thumbs up. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks very much.